Hello, happy Wednesday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, now on IGTV, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience for 10 minutes of our day, of our time. We do it together. Yes, I am not near a camera, but I still wanted to commit to making sure we uploaded episode 99. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and breathe. We'll take our deep breaths. Follow me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Woo, how are you feeling on this Wednesday? I'm feeling pretty good. Relaxed. I got some things done. And you're going to appreciate this episode just like I am. This episode, I am captioning less is more. You got it. Less is more. Make sure you're connecting with me on all social media. If you are new to my page, I'm Lisa Puerto, Super Agent, at LA Super Agent on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Turn the notifications on. That way you don't miss any new uploaded episodes. Make sure you heart or thumbs up. That way we know you like what we're doing. Okay, settle in, class. Let's get into it. We are continuing our series from Dean Del Sesto's 200 Ways to Improve Our Lives. You guessed it, there are 200 ways in this book, which means we will have 200 episodes. And today we're on episode 99. I'm in the section, if you're following along, that says, the moment I focused on saying less, I began to communicate more. The author says, never underestimate the gift of brevity. Who uses that in their email signature, by the way? I've seen people use excuse the typos, excuse my typos because of my brevity. Brevity, keyword gift of brevity, brevity. Drop that in the comments. From the beginning of time until 2005, a certain amount of information was disseminated into society. Today, that same amount of information is delivered into society every 48 hours. Every day, a million new websites are launched. Holy smokes, a million new websites? Millions of blogs are expanded and thousands of books are published. Certainly you can count my websites, my books. I'm not a blogger, but I am a vlogger, which is my video blogging. I definitely am a vlogger. And the author says, words, blogs, words, and more words, many of them a waste of paper and pixels, and some of them are mine, he says. Guilty. I just admitted it to myself. I count me in there. The author says, as a writer for various business publications, I was often criticized for verbosity. Verbosity. I definitely am guilty as that as well. I remember sending out my deck to my team, and it was like I wrote a dissertation. The author says, even though the content was well received, so one of the reasons I started writing Shift Points was to challenge myself to communicate more effectively with fewer words. And one of the reasons I named my branding agency Brevity was to provide concise branding and positioning to my clients so they could break through the clutter of marketing that said so much, it said nothing because no one actually read it. Funny, right? Everybody gets wrapped up. I see these ads, especially the sponsor ads, and there's so much that they're putting in the caption. And so you have the image, you have the video, and then they give you like this long paragraph. And kudos to those of you who are scrolling and reading through all that information. You could tell when someone is not quite versed in being short and to the point. I'm guilty of that because sometimes I want you guys to get it, and I put so much. And then when I turn around and look at it, I'm like, one, you have 3 seconds. I have 3 seconds of your attention to either read this stuff or you're going to keep scrolling or completely dismiss it and not get it at all. The author says, since writing Shift Points and launching Brevity, I've been working to bring my communication and writing to a new level of brevity and clarity. Drop in the comments down below, clarity. I'm more selective. Type in selective. Please drop down selective. I'm learning to be more selective in my life in everything. Selective of clients, selective of deals, selective of what I'm putting out there. Very important. Selective. And selective for me actually creates this exclusivity, makes people feel valued, more important. Because I personally don't work with any and everybody. I say that up front when I do consultations. I want to see if this is a good fit before I move forward, invest my time, energy, and my knowledge in working with someone. So some things to think about. Know your value, know what your core values are. The author says, I think more before I speak or write, and I'm more aware of others' time and attention span. Lucky for them. He says, there is great value to be had in the practice of saying less and meaning more, which is what I really appreciate now doing IGTV, is because I take my shows were 13 minutes and I had them like I would go over 25 minutes. So 25, 27 minutes. And kudos to you who've been rocking with me. Let me know how you like what I'm doing now, which is keeping it short to 10 minutes, really, because that's all IGTV gives me. So now I've truncated my message. I now want to be clear, get to the point, do the CTA, and we all move on with our lives, right? So I like this more and better, actually. The author says it's a challenge and a game that increases our effectiveness, improves our energy level, and makes us more beneficial to those in our personal and business lives. It also creates more time to listen. With that being said, the CTA for today is challenge yourself to say more with less. Think about ways that you can communicate more effectively without being wordy, without going on. Especially if it's so funny. I'm around people that bless their heart for they love on me and they love me that they actually entertain my wordiness. My mind moves very quickly. And so I could tell oftentimes when I lose them or when we're in conversation and they say to me, oh, did you just change topics? Because I tend to move topics very quickly. So bless them for hanging in there with me. Be mindful of when you have those conversations. Be mindful of those cues of other people when you're losing them. So fine tune. And for me, this is the CTA for today. Think about ways to be a mindful listener. That way you can communicate more effectively. I think with slowing down and having those talking points, being very clear of what you want to express, are great ways to say less and being more effective with more, right? So less is more in this episode. All right, that is my time. Make sure you are subscribing, connecting, and building with me on all social media. Shout out to our radio podcast listeners on Stitcher, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Anchor, Breaker, Castbox, and all the other radio platforms that we are available. And I imagine you caught today's show of Ready Set Real Estate as we started our part 1 of our ADU series. We're doing a 5-part series with Your Dream ADU, and we're talking about converting granny flats and turning your garage to an income property. See you tomorrow on episode 100 of Shift Your Thinking. See ya.